Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' commands. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The University of Guelph would like to acknowledge the Attawandaron people on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph resides, and offer respect to our Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors as we strengthen our relationships with them. Convocation is an opportunity for gratitude, and gratitude that comes out of our recognition that we cannot live life on our own, but rather that we need people. We need the people beside us, in front of us, and behind us. We need people because we are not solitary individuals, but rather part of a community, a world of connectedness, a world of intentional connectedness. There's not one of the graduates who can cross this stage on his or her own merit today. Each graduate would say that they are indebted to, for example, all of the professors who literally aren't tyrants, but rather people who care for others, people who care for students, passing on their wisdom, their art, their experience, their knowledge. And each graduate would look at the graduates beside them on either side and say, yes, these are people who journeyed with me on this time in this place. And the graduates would look back at their family and say, well, family is not just those people who said, well, you got a chance to go to university, don't screw up, but rather people who offer support, encouragement, and love, and who paid the bills. In short, we need each other. And convocation is an opportunity to express that in gratitude. For some, we give gratitude to God. For others, we simply give gratitude in a spirit of love one to the other. Amen.
You may be seated. Mr. Vice Chancellor, members of the board, fellows, faculty and staff of the university, family and friends, and of course, graduating students. I'm delighted to welcome all of you today to the celebration of convocation at the University of Guelph. My name is Serge Desmarais, and I'm the university's Associate Vice President Academic. It is truly an honor for me to open this ceremony on behalf of the university. Convocation is a very special day. It's a special day when the university celebrates its students' achievements by reaching backward in time, using the costumes and spectacle of nearly 1,000 years to honor the achievement of the graduating class. It's therefore my pleasure to be the first to formally congratulate you, our graduates, on your significant achievement. I encourage you to take this moment, in fact, take this full day, to reflect upon where you've been, the friends you've made, the experiences you've had, both good and bad. which led you to a new degree. Think of how different you are now when you compare to when you first arrived at Guelph. You should feel exceptionally proud of what you've accomplished. Of course, achievements of this sort do not happen without the help and guidance of many people, many of whom are here today, family, friends, and mentors whose support, care, and advice have contributed to your success. So please join me in thanking them. So we come together today to celebrate an important transition in your life. Many of you may think of this convocation as the end of a process, with the days of studying, exams, and assignments now over. I certainly did when I was in your place and I graduated many years ago, but the years that have passed have taught me otherwise. Your process of learning did not begin here at Guelph, nor will it end today when you walk across the stage. Today is just the beginning of a lifelong process during which education will play a central role. In these days of rapid development, with a worldview more global than ever, constant re-education will become essential, and the skills you acquired here at the University of Guelph have provided you with the capacity to learn more, to adapt to a changing world, and to be a wise consumer of knowledge. We certainly hope that the education you've received at this university, both inside and outside of class, is one that has opened your eyes to the complexity of life and to the multitudes of perspectives based on culture, upbringing, and experience. We hope that we have given you a glimpse of a greater knowledge of the world around us, of how humans interact with each other, both for good and bad, of art and science and history, of the importance of caring for those around us and the planet we live on, and of all those other things you have learned and researched and studied. Remember that the education you have received provides you with opportunity and responsibility. On one hand, it allows you the capacity to take advantage of opportunities that serve your personal goals. On the other hand, it highlights your responsibility to play an important role in civil society, whether local, national, or international. The world needs you to help resolve serious societal issues. We need you to make informed decisions that can take into account the complexity of a global world. We definitely need you to apply your knowledge and energy to address increasingly complex social issues. But of course, dealing with these important problems will not be easy. Many of us often feel that a single person's efforts will not resolve the complexity of the world's problems. But if not you or us, who will be responsible? Your university education has provided you with the critical skills to answer complex questions. It has provided you with ways to research, communicate, inform, and influence. It is now up to you to put this knowledge to good use and to make a mark on the world around you. So be involved and make your mark on the world. And as you make your mark, remember that the University of Guelph has become a small part of who you are, and that you have also become a part of our collective history. Your association with the University of Guelph is lifelong. Know that you are always welcome to return, to visit, to learn more, to continue sharing in our vibrant community of learning. We are proud of your achievement, and on behalf of the entire University of Guelph community, I offer you my personal congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my great privilege to present to you Lorraine Stubbs for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Lorraine Stubbs is one of Canada's most accomplished equestrians. She has shared her lifelong passion for horses as a world-class competitor, coach, and judge, and as a champion for equine health and welfare. During her illustrious career, Ms. Stubbs has been an ambassador for both her sport and her country. She was national dressage champion 15 times and represented Canada at 3 Pan Am Games and 2 Olympics, including a top 10 finish in Montreal in 1976. That same year, she established Rock Eden Farm, a renowned breeding and training facility for dressage and thoroughbred racehorses near Rockwood, Ontario. She has spent over 25 years breeding and racing thoroughbreds in Canada and the USA. Several track and stake record horses were born and raised at Rock Eden. In 1991, she won double gold at the Pan Am Games in Havana and was named Horsewoman of the Year. Ms. Stubbs has mentored and inspired a generation of riders. She is the first Level 3 certified coach in Canada in any equestrian discipline. She coaches both in Ontario and internationally and has served as a consultant to the RCMP breeding program and the Mounties famed musical ride. She judges dressage competitions around the world, including para-equestrian events. Lorraine Stubbs' competitive spirit is matched by her thoughtful and generous philanthropy. She shares U of G's commitment to excellence in veterinary health care and research. A member of the campaign cabinet for the university's Better Planet project, she recently established the Lorraine Stubbs Equine Fund, creating a legacy of support for rural conservation and the health and well-being of competitive horses. For her many achievements during an outstanding career and her record of community service as a mentor, teacher, and volunteer, the University of Guelph is proud to present Lorraine Stubbs with a Doctor of Laws degree, honoris causa. I now ask you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, to confer upon Lorraine Stubbs the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Lorraine, I wonder whether, as you hear those things, you think back to the days when you were the age of the graduands here and wondered whether you might ever be successful and had any idea about how incredibly successful and effective you would be. And then you think about the influence that you have had on people, on the equine profession, and on international sport. And I'm sure you must be truly humble when you think about where you came from. And I hope that you're a role model and an inspiration for these people. You are a remarkable individual, and we're all very, very grateful for you being here in Canada and caring so much about the equine world. It is my honor, by virtue of the authority vested in me, to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws on you, Lorraine Stubbs. Congratulations. Stay. Dr. Stubbs will now give the convocation address.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for your kind remarks. And I would also like to thank Alistair and the Senate of the University of Guelph for awarding me this wonderful honor, especially since today is my birthday. What a gift. Welcome, grads, families, and friends. When I was asked to deliver this convocation speech, I was filled with some degree of trepidation because it is a great responsibility, and I wanted to say something meaningful while at the same time not boring to death every non-horsey person in the audience. I graduated several times from university and was never able to attend one of my own convocations due to my riding commitments. So there was no help there in what I should say. Countless speeches have been delivered by more erudite and verbose individuals than I could ever hope to become. So I'm going to tell you a very little story about my journey, about my life, and how I came to this place where I stand tonight, and a few things I learned along the way. About passion, about persistence, about knowing yourself and what is important to you. So, chapter 1, I get hooked. Emerson once wrote, "Riding a horse is not a gentle hobby to be picked up and laid down like a game of solitaire. It is a grand passion. It seizes a person whole." My life has been a great passion, a passion for horses and for riding. It wasn't something I sought. It just found me. It must be in my DNA, hardwired into my soul and heart, skipping generations before popping up out of nowhere. My Irish ancestors would be smiling. How else could a young girl from downtown Toronto, born to a non-horsey, non-sports-oriented family, get this obsession? Maybe it was watching all those TV westerns as a child. My heroes were Hopalong Cassidy, the Lone Ranger and Tonto, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, all of whom saved the West, riding their trusty horses across the plains. The idea of riding one of these delightful creatures, this passion, took hold of me and became part of my dreams. I was hooked. And once this happened, it was obvious, at least to me, that my life was going to be changed radically. I had found my why. I had to deal with how. Chapter 2, I become a rider. I sat on my first horse at age 9 at a summer camp in Minden, Ontario. His name was Trigger. He was a Western Pinto pony. My next ride was a Tennessee Walker. I then managed to persuade my mother to let me go to Eglinton Pony Club, where for 5 years I rode once a week in a group lesson. My mother tried her best to redirect my energies towards a more conventional and refined recreation. Figure skating, ballet, piano. I always knew, though, what made me happiest. I just wanted to ride and be with my long-faced friends, the horse. I was determined and persistent in my quest. Finally, I managed to get away to summer camp, where I got my first taste of competition. And strangely enough, I won a few prizes. I got hooked again. I was having a great time, and bonus, I was winning. Happy me. I found out something else that summer about myself. I was really competitive. Chapter 3, getting serious. My education was not neglected during my quest. I was attending the University of Western Ontario, Huron College, and during the summer representing Canada, the World Championships. I rode and went to school. I managed both, but I needed to compartmentalize my life carefully to keep a balance between the physical and the mental, my sport and my education. There were times, however, when one aspect was in the spotlight more than the other. I finished grad school at York University and my thesis on William Blake. But another Pan Am Games, Mexico, and the Olympics beckoned enticingly. This was my tipping point. Do I complete a PhD at an American university, or commit to more Olympic training and a horse career, breeding, training, coaching? Well, life is basically about choices, and this was the most important decision I had yet to make in my short career. I committed myself to what made me happiest. My passion and my horses won. My path was single now. I left my thesis in a box on a shelf where it remains to this day. Some of my peers said, "You've thrown away your education." How absurd. I am a perpetual student in the University of Life and always will be. Chapter 5, I become a farmer, or a city girl goes country. Horses couldn't live in downtown Toronto, so a farm in Rockwood became my new home. Now that was a radical change for the city girl. But I didn't mind. It's because my why, my passion, my horses were there. And always looking for new challenges and new dimensions of my dream, I started breeding sport horses and raising thoroughbreds. Racing was just another horse game with a different set of rules I had to learn. I love my race horses just as much as my competition horses. We had 2 track records, 3 stake records from homebreds. I'm proud of them all. Chapter 6, the spirit is willing, but the body is not. My competitive riding career came to an abrupt halt one day when I had thoracic back surgery, then another, and then a third. Bone grafts, plates, and screws are inhibiting for any sport, let alone riding. My neurosurgeon said to me, "You're going to have to change your lifestyle." I felt quite sorry for myself. But when I stopped limping, judging came to the forefront. I travel around the world as an international judge for able and disabled athletes. Just this weekend, I completed a 3-day trial for dressage for the Pan Am Games in Bolton, the test event. I'm still active and still on my quest. Coaching has also helped fill the void that riding left. I enjoy passing on my knowledge and expertise, especially to those who share my passion for the horse. I have some pupils whose parents were my pupils. It's the ripple effect, ever widening, sharing your experience, your life, your story. Just as I am intrinsically sharing what I have with the horses of the future through my equine trust at this university. So tonight, graduates, I wish all of you passion and the persistence and patience to follow it, whatever it is and whenever it may find you. Discover what makes you happy and ask yourself how to achieve it. If you find your why, you can live with any how. My story will take a brief pause here. It's far from over, and the ending's a surprise. But you grads, your stories are just beginning. The pages are waiting to be written on. Be yourself, follow the passion, get in the saddle and ride. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stubbs, for reminding everyone in the room, not only our graduates, of the importance of passion in our life, in all of our activities, and that we should simply follow it. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, will the graduating class please rise? Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and the University of Guelph, I accept you for admission to your various and several degrees, with all of the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will members of the graduating class now be seated? Thank you.
Good evening. I'll be reading the names of the graduates tonight, and we know that you're all very excited to see them walk across the stage. But we ask that you feel free, if you have so much excitement that you can't contain it, to let out a noise or a yelp or something like that. But we also ask that you hold your applause until all the graduates have received their degrees, and we'll give you the cue for when that's to take place. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Andrea Bedford. Caitlin Amber Congreaves. Gregory Scott Downs. Mark Victor Uhas. Ying Li. Sebastian Meha Arendan. Ohenton Mensah. Emily Catherine Miller Cushion. Qiying Chen. Anne-Marie Michelle Rusi. Amal Krishna Roy. Fariba Shamir. Eric Robert Saracini Tatsi. Yohang Yang. Hangjae Zhang. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Environmental Sciences. Rhea Nadine Jaku. Mariam Nizafat. Jessica Lauren Ronald. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted, these scholars, that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Landscape Architecture. Mark Afum. Sarah Brown. Christine Fraser. Elizabeth Angelica Novachin. Sarah Mitra Taslimi. Benjamin Vanderveen. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Planning. Daniel Delicki. Esmira Latifova. Akpeni Awa Avangyadu. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the end of our Masters of Planning. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science. And your card went somewhere. Akpeni, I'm sorry. Do you want to say your name?
Yeah, Akpeni Awa Fanyadu.
Thank you. Rafia Akhtar. Brittany Diana Agnello. Danielle Arnold. Laura Barbison. Shi Chen. Carolyn Diane Dowling. Jonathan Robert Giaro. Michael John Glinka. Sarah Elizabeth Healy. Chen Liang. Holly Marie McGill. Curtis Michael. Oge Chenku Okolo. Jocelyn Leslie Rivers. Anita Sebastian. Cynthia Siva. Michael Ryan Snowden. Jennifer Sohar. Ya Ching Wang. Amy Ruth Wotherspoon. Shushu. Ching Yang. Lu Zhang. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science Planning. Farhana Abu Talib. Mali Kuchma. Kelsey Jillian Lang. Jessica Martin. Savia Tindari. Paulina Stasuk. Please join me in congratulating all these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College.
Ladies and gentlemen, as with our graduate students, spontaneous expressions of joy or relief are permitted, but we'll also hold our thunderous applause at the end until we move through this entire group. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science Honors Program. Jessica Bruce. Yulia Serbu. Brittany Alyssa Forcucci. Amanda Hill. Christina Zara Keating. Charmaine Michelle McGee. Cara Christine Rocco with distinction. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Emily Louise Ashton. Vivian Bala. Vanessa Bisnoth. Jacob Spencer Ernst. Stephanie Filiomeni. Stephanie Lauren Fillier Rutan with distinction. Marianne Heidman with distinction. Nicole Andrea Jacobs with distinction. Rebecca Ann Jansen with distinction. Alexandra Kozowska. Samantha Cowell. Kevin Martin Cuthbert Crowlick with distinction. Victor Lee with distinction. Monica James Matthews. Nuala Jean McKee. Dilling McMahon. Angela Marie Merciman. Antoinette Rosemary Mullings. Christopher David Murray. Ashley Nickel with distinction. Lindsay Ann Rankin. Taylor Lee Shop. Cora Siebert with distinction. Janaea Chantel Wright. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Arts General Program. Melissa Carey Baker. Evan Buslip. Raymond Cadeau. Erin Carleen Fawcett. Darrell Grosset. Brett Terrence Hamilton. Thanks. Nabil Khan. Reed Frederick Pearson. Samantha Jessica Polo. Tara Rosa Smerglio. Alexander Gareth Smith. Felicia Michelle Turner. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Danielle Jennifer Gordon. Dmitry Yuchitel. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that he may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science. Mark Badali with distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these scholars.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees on the candidates in absentia. So, you actually did it. You really finished. You've got your piece of parchment, the paper that proves it, and you're good to go. You are now a graduate of the University of Guelph. Take real pride in your achievements. But as you stride away from here, perhaps it's important to think about what it is that you carry with you. What does it mean to be a Griffin? Well, I hope you take a great deal of knowledge with you. Not the precise information about the things you learned in all of the classes that you've taken, although I hope that at some time some of those things might be important. What I hope you've learned is to be critical, aware, and caring citizens. People who can actually use information to generate knowledge and wisdom. And people who care about the planet and the people around you. I hope that you're a person who knows how to do things. A person who wants to change lives and improve life, especially of others. So, as you leave, I'd like to offer you some parting advice. I'd like you to consider the fact that you are Guelph Griffins and that you might live by the Griffin Code. I want you to think about the things that will help you make a difference in your own lives and in the lives of others. And to do so, I have a suggestion of a mantra, a list of words starting with the letter L that might help. Help both define you and perhaps help on those days when you feel less confident, because let me assure you, no matter who you are, how successful you appear to be, we all have days, we all have moments when doubts creep in, moments when we wonder whether it's worth it. So here are 7 L's to think about. The first one is live. Live your life to the fullest, every single moment of it. Push yourself to do something new and different. Try everything at least once. You'll never know whether you like it or not if you don't try it. And in trying, you might just have fun. Or at least, you'll have a funny story to tell people about when you did something silly. So live. The second is laugh. Laugh at yourself and with others. Nothing should ever be too serious not to find something to laugh about. When I started to work in the refugee camps in Kenya, I was really puzzled. Despite the fact that these people have nothing, and in many cases their faces are a facade for the deep and unimaginable sadness and tragedy that they have experienced, they laugh. Why would they do that? And then I realized they laugh in the face of adversity to chase away the gloom and to defy despair. They laugh to make their own lives better and the lives of people around them better in that process. So live, laugh, and the third is learn. Never stop learning, because only by being alert to the changing world around you, by being flexible and alive to possibilities, and taking the time to really learn about a situation, will you be able to live a life that is filled with possibilities of change and hope for the future. So live, laugh, learn, listen. Listen, because only by truly listening to others will you really understand what's going on in this world. But don't just listen to them. Listen to your own heart. Deep down, all of us have a voice, a moral compass, a sense of what is right or wrong, what makes us happy or sad. Listen to that heart and work tirelessly to hear its beatings and its rhythm, and the pulse of others to know how to act with courage and commitment. Live, laugh, learn. And the next is leave. Know when it's time to go. Time to move on and leave others to pick up the cudgels that you have left behind. Have confidence that the footprints you leave behind will make a difference, because if you've done your job well, those prints will be an indelible mark on the lives of others. And the shifting sands of time will not wash them away, but create permanent mementos of what you have done and what you have achieved, mostly through other people. So live, laugh, learn, listen, leave. And perhaps the sixth is luck. All of us require that special bit of magic to see and seize the opportunities before us, but you have to be on the lookout for them. They happen all the time, and they are so often disguised in work. William Jefferson once said, opportunities, for that I think he meant luck, usually come dressed in overalls. It was his way of saying, you have to put effort into your own life to create luck, to make yourselves lucky. So live, laugh, learn, listen, leave, be lucky. And my guess is you can guess what the seventh one is. So I'm going to ask you to demonstrate it. I'm going to ask the graduates to stand up and turn round and face those people who have given you the seventh L and are here giving you the seventh L this evening. So would you stand up and applaud those people? Please sit down. What a beautiful human trait. Did you see it? First of all, the smile on your family and friends' face as they could see you. Then it was the that's the seventh L. So now that you're a fully fledged Griffin, go out and take on the world. For we really do need you. In a world that is riven with injustice, that is challenged by dogma and prejudice and disadvantage, our only hope is you. Do something. Do something. I don't care whether you take on some of the world's most incredible challenges, or whether you just decide from this point on every day to make at least one other person's life better. And how do you do that? You smile at them. Just like that behavior. Whenever you smile at a human being, no matter how sad or miserable, grumpy, upset, fed up they are, if you keep smiling, they can't help it. It's a human trait, they smile back. And in doing so, you change the nature of your interaction and you bring hope to someone else. Find ways to include people of all ages and stages, all genders and races, in everything that we do to make this a better planet. So, take that parchment. Take the values and ideals that you have learned here. Take your friendships. Tuck that Griffin code away somewhere. And get out of here. Those of us that are left behind will be watching you with enormous pride. I celebrate and salute your successes, and I wish you every success in the future. Congratulations. Following convocation, the deans have arranged for a reception in the atrium of the Science Complex, and I hope you'll take the time to attend. Take lots of pictures. Make sure that you have mementos to carry with you, because sadly, we forget, and you'll be able to bring out those pictures when you come back for Alumni Weekend in 10, 20, or as this in a couple of weekends' time, we'll have people coming back to celebrate their 60th anniversary since graduation. And you'll be able to look back and see that you haven't changed at all in those 60 years. And you'll be able to laugh about what you looked like, what kind of ridiculous shoes you wore, the earrings, and then I don't know what the girls will talk about. And if somebody is missing an earring, they could come and collect it from me afterwards downstairs. Take lots of pictures. They are really important. But please, would you remember to return your gowns, either to the tent behind us or in the Science Complex before you leave. And now, because I know that at times all of us struggle, I'm going to say 4 words that some of you thought you might never hear. Your convocation is dismissed. Congratulations.